What is up, responsible day traders? It's Friday, January 15th, 2021. I'm Lindsay Duff, and today may be questionable whether or not you want to call this responsible day trading. Today is very hard for me to put out there. I started my day I have been working over some really big ideas over the last few weeks, and I decided to implement them today. I was really fighting with the rules I had set and being fly by the seat of my pants. I am a fly by the seat of my pantser, and it hasn't always worked out for me. So what's happening is there's been a shift in the way that the market is moving. Now, I'm still using the same guidelines that I've been using before, but I really have been taking some time to narrow it down even tighter so that I can have bigger rewards. Now, I decided to implement that today. It did not go well to start off. I had one of my worst losing days ever to start out. I also spent almost the entire day with the market. This morning, whenever I started trading and I was doing something a little different, I was feeling very frustrated, and I was documenting for myself that I was feeling really antsy and tense, and I started trying to really push trades. So this is really hard to tell y'all, but you know what? It's important. It is important because you got to know that this is what happened. I started off my day with a 28.5 point loss. 7 losing trades in a row. One of those being 1 contract, all the rest being 3 contract. The thing is when I've been practicing this, I've only been doing it with 1 contract. But I decided to go live with 3 contracts. Ugh, it got me. It got me. Okay. It took a minute to come back from it. I would have expected anybody else to put it away, and maybe I should have put it away. But what I did was I stepped aside and said, Lindsay, pay attention, because I was not paying attention. I was just trying to force things. And I ended up with 38.75 points, my best winning day ever, which means I had to come back from that loss of 28.5 points and go ahead to make 38.75. So I had a big comeback, big breakdown, big breakthrough. I did not record everything. I started recording this morning, and I realized that I was really trying to force myself. Realized it wasn't working. So I put it away, and I just cleared my head, and things literally fell in line after that. So let's go check out that beautiful disaster. Okay, guys. First trade, and I'm going to move this along with us of where everything is happening. Guys, what I'm really looking at is specifically something that's happening with the roll on the inside of the MACDs. And what I was doing was allowing the 233 or the 144 to show that to me. And knowing that I'm supposed to be looking for it on my bigger tick chart. I was just fighting between things. Here, definitely just early, knew to anticipate the long, did not wait for the slowdown. Mine was already out of whack from the first 2 trades. Next trade, guys, and some of these are gonna be ugly, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now. So we're just gonna pull this along so we can see what's happening on the bigger tick chart. Also with this, there was a couple times using the sell market button that it really just ate my lunch. It just really got me. Seeing reasons to exit here, did not, minus 3.75. Next one, took it. I'm like, oh, well, you know what? I just didn't move my risk to the right place. Move my risk up, bam, minus 5.25. Guys, like I said, I started out minus 28.5 points, okay? So we still got a few more to go through before we start getting to the good stuff. I'm seeing reasons for this to go down. And I'm trying to force it down without waiting. With these first few entries, I was really depending heavily on the 144 to show it to me. So this pullback right here would have been great if I just chose to get out whenever it showed me. But I said, nah, I'm going to push this through myself. I said, well, that one wasn't good enough. Let's try it again. And I did it. And I was like, well, obviously the problem was back. I didn't move my risk far enough back. So I moved my risk and boom, minus 2.25 points, right here. This one, I believe, was a single contract. What I was working with was this single pullback contract, right? And I also moved it up to the 3. So I'm going to have a little bit different risk on that. I'm actually experimenting between 2 and 2.5 points. Yes, I would not suggest everybody go live on this kind of thing, but I really wanted to give it a shot. So then I just frustrated. I'm frustrated after that. And I'm not even paying attention to how many trades I have taken at this point. I'm going to tell you that right now. I did not even look at my totals. I had no idea what my cumulative profit was till much later. Okay. Or loss, I should say. I tried to take a long, stopped out, tried to take another long, stopped out. And then right here, I took a breath and I'm like, Lindsay, what in the world are you doing? You know what you're looking for. And I'm looking for these pullbacks that are happening like this. Here, I started adding on contracts. This one was a big drop down whenever I added on a contract there. But it was really starting to show me that it wanted to push down. Now, guys, what I should have been waiting for, what I was mainly looking for, was this right here, and I was just trying to force it beforehand. So took the short, got in with a single contract right here. So 3 contracts here, single contract here, and then started taking some profits out of it. And I had actually entered again right here. I moved my risk in really tight. This is what I was looking for here, guys. It popped up finally and gave me what I was looking for. Then I got in right here, and I got in when it pulled back here. Now I am struggling a little bit to have those really on point. And there were actually a few exits that happened right in here whenever this pulled back. So I got a, minus 3 ticks, minus 2 and 3 ticks, and then plus 0.75 also out of this one that pulled all the way back. Okay. At this point, this is where I started to say, okay, I did, when I did this, I had to go, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? Took a breath and then started getting things together. Took the first exit right here at 3.75, right? So I did move my targets. I rotated and I'm working with this, experimenting with it a little bit. Worked out very well for me today. I'm moving my second target to the further point when I'm expecting it to go further. So my first target, I took at 3.75, which I actually pulled in. I had a little bit lower. I pulled it and dragged and dropped. My next target, I took at 7.5. Now, I took 2 entries here. So what I did was I moved my risk right behind here, and I let this puppy run. So when that happened, it took out 2 exits right here. First one 17.50, next one 16.75 for a total of 34.25 points right here. Let's pull this forward and you can see it following along on my trading chart right here. Okay. I was seeing the slowdown with the BBs here. I said, that's enough. I saw the white BBs here. I saw the white BBs here. I saw the white BBs here. And I just pulled my risk in really tight and let it touch it. This one actually was a little frustrating. This was not on purpose. One of the things that I have realized, there is an opportunity to have the buy and sell button and then be able to check to confirm it first. I have chosen to go without that. So if I accidentally hit one of these buttons, well, we're just going to get stopped out. And that's what happened here. So, oh, and before I could even hit close, I mean, it flew to the downside, because believe me, I was not looking for a long trade at this point. Then I took another short right here, had a nice little pullback. Guys, what I'm looking for is the weak pullbacks in these MACDs to go along with the strength of the move. First target, I took it at 1.5 right here, okay? And then I thought to myself, well, this has got to be going more to the downside. Went ahead and moved my risk right behind this little pivot, came back and just took me for 4.5 points. We got that nice little pullback that we're looking for, being where it doesn't cross the MACD doesn't cross that top Bollinger Band. Gave me a nice little short. First one got 4 points, next one 2 points. Didn't really anticipate this to push down too far, okay? Especially when the MACDs were like, shit, no way, Jose. We're not going down, right? We're not going down like that. So then it pulls back in. It gives me a nice little pullback into the area. Some of these I was having to adjust my risk a little bit because they were popping up pretty quickly. First target, 4 points. Next target, 3 points. Guys, some of these are going to be really tough to see, okay? There's one that I have a giant loss on. I'm not very good at moving my risk, I'll tell you that much. All right, next one. Took a short here. Took my 4 points out. 2 contracts out there. Next one took the 1.75, moving my risk in just a little bit, seeing it still having the potential to push to the upside. Went ahead and took that exit out of there. Not a very strong pullback in the MACDs. So it did go up more. And we do have a couple more trades to go through. Because, guys, there are 21 trades, with 2 of them being 1 contract. We've already actually gone through both of them. So this one right here is another downfall of using the buy-sell button. I was really, and let's go ahead and pull this up so we can see where we're at right in here. I was really, we see this pullback into the top Bollinger Band. I was looking to enter here. I clicked the button and it got me out here for minus 3.75. That was frustrating. So what did Lindsay do? Oh, let me do it again. But you know what I'm going to do this time? I'm going to move my risk up back above here. Okay? It happened. Okay? It happened. So, that one got me for 6.75 points. But as it pulled back here, it was definitely saying we are still going down. Don't give up. The good fight here, Lindsay. And we took that short for 7.5 points. Okay. And I just took it all out here as it pulled back. Actually, what I did was move my risk back here, and then I moved it in really tight. Just starting to realize, I think at this point, probably doing pretty good at that point. At that point, I am finally back up. Oh, at that point, I'm at 30.75 points. So, I mean, really, this big move was my saving grace. That 38-point move was my saving grace. Otherwise, I'd probably be at about a break even today. Okay. Man, I don't even know why I took that long there. Why would I take it there? Whew. I was really hoping. Oh, I know exactly why. Take that back. I can remember exactly what happened. Whenever I took this long, I went to go grab the risk and move it right behind here, which I would have still been stopped out, because if I moved it right behind here, I probably would have been stopped out anyways. I did get back in and I was feeling a little frustrated. So there's the first one. I took the first target out here, just looking at this purple BB like, are you gonna push back down? So what I did was I took out, oh, I put minus 1.25. That is actually plus 1.25. I put the first, I entered here and then I just moved my risk up to right behind here. So I was at, I think, 2 ticks in profit. It took off because what I said to myself was, you know what? I got a 1.25. I was already up pretty good for the day. I was at 28.25 at this point. I said, if it pulls back and gives me 2 ticks, so be it. But I'm really, really looking for this to go to the next area, which it did. It started to give me reversal bars in all spots, white BB starting to roll down at that point. I'm sorry I haven't been keeping up with this chart here. You can see there were a lot of reasons to exit that big move earlier. And as it was pulling up here, it was just pulling up into that area. Now, Jason and I were talking for about the last hour, and I could really, really, really see the reason for this right here to happen. And I actually spent a good 30 minutes waiting for this, and I didn't take it when it happened. Let's go ahead and put those on here. So guys, we had 21 trades. Okay, let's take a look at this. This was definitely done live. So here is where I had my stopping point and I said, oh my God, Lindsay, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I just took a breather and then boom, right back in and finally picked up the pace. It didn't take me long to get back. And honestly, guys, if I hadn't had these huge wins, like I said, I'd probably be at about a break even for the day. Well, I would definitely be at a huge loss. Well, not a huge loss, but I'd be at a pretty good sized loss because most of these are 3 contracts. It's still a lot of losses. Then you can see we moved down here and started just getting my head straight. Took a couple of big losses and a couple of good wins. Definitely wanted to be a part of the rest of today, but just was time to shut it down. So 3 days of trading this week. It happened. The markets closed Monday, Martin Luther King Day. Guys, today was an experience. I don't think I would have done it that way if I was trading the ES. Because I was able to have much smaller loss and risk on the MES, I allowed myself to just go ahead and trade live with something that I'm not completely solid on. Just not completely solid on up here. I was fighting myself because I wanted to use my old rules. And I said, okay, Lindsay, we got to shift a little. We got to change with the market. We got to be more ready for these things and be more specific. Because before it was a little bit easier to be just a little more general about the area. You got to be more specific now. And when I say you, I really mean me and anybody else who wants to join along. So this video is very long. Sorry about that. It's 3:30. I'm actually supposed to be meeting with Jason now, so I gotta run. Hope everybody has a fantastic day. And as always, you know I look forward to catching you on the profitable side. I love spending time with you, so please like and subscribe. Also, if you want to spend a little more time with me, head on over to www.responsibledaytrading.com. Click on the Start Your Free Course and Learn How to Get Funded button and set up a time to talk with one of our traders. And before you know it, we'll be spending a lot of time together.